Well, how did it feel just to wrap things up with a win and, hostile crowd and got it done?
Yeah, it's been a long season. So I think just to see us tonight, get a little bit of a lead, have our young guys go out there and play and, show some promise there at the end. Just be able to close out with a win, I think, was good for us.
I was about to say, you kind of mentioned it a little bit, but long season, I know you guys are building for the future and everything. What can you take from these last few months? What do you think you have going forward?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of turnover, a lot of change, but I think what I hope happens moving forward is that the work that these guys have put in, they're able to grow off it and develop. Whether that's Davion, growing as a point guard, growing as a leader, using his voice, Chemezi, Damian Jones, even like Dante. Nimi coming in, all those guys coming in and playing minutes, I think down this stretch has been big for their development and confidence, and hopefully they continue to take that into the offseason.
Okay.
All right, Sean Cunningham, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, HB? I was wondering if you can maybe take us inside that locker room. Did you guys have a moment of just a finality there, or is it kind of too soon for some of that?
No, I mean we definitely we talked about what the season meant, where we started, what our goals were, how we fell short, and kind of where we go from here. So I think for a lot of us, it's taking time to reflect. I think now emotions are a little raw, and like I said, it's been a long season, but I think after a little bit of time, you'll be able to look back on it with clarity and really kind of figure out where individually we can be better and grow.
James.
Yeah, Harrison, you've been really patient with this franchise for the last 3.5 years. Just what do you want to see from them this offseason to make you want to be here longer than just next season or long term?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing, I kind of talked about it last time with change, is you have to look in the mirror, right? You have to say, what can I do better? And I think there's a lot in my game that I can be more consistent with. I think there's areas that I can improve, and I think, this summer, I have to address this. I have to be better coming in next season. So, it's always easy to say, okay, if this were done, if we would have made these moves, if we didn't make these moves, where would we be? But at the end of the day, we're here, and I have to, as a professional, do a better job individually of contributing more.
Jason.
HB, obviously there's some uncertainty about the coaching situation moving forward. Any thoughts just on what it's been like to work with Alvin there?
Jason, I wasn't able to read your article today, man. It seemed like you've been busy. No, I mean, I definitely give credit to AG. Obviously it's a tough situation always to be an interim coach. And I thought, he did a good job, or as best a job as he could, to keep spirits lifted, to be as engaged as possible. I mean, at this point, hands are kind of tied, but I thought he, did his best a job as he could, and gave guys confidence and, work with guys.
Tony.
Sorry, Harrison. You've been a stand-up guy, classy guy through this whole situation since you've been here. And Vlade was the one who brought you up in here. But I just want to say, what's your commentary about Monty McNair? Because he has made some significant changes. He is doing his best to, as we know, trying to, pull us in the right direction. I haven't read Jason's article, but I have heard about it though. But just want to get your thoughts on working with him for the last 2 seasons, and what do you think as far as the progress?
Yeah, I mean, Monty obviously, he came in, behind Vlade, with same high expectations. He's had to make some difficult decisions, some big changes, but I think everybody is aligned in wanting to do what's best, and I don't think that there's ever any doubt that we're all trying to get the Kings back to the playoffs. We're all trying to get the Kings back to playing good, consistent basketball. And obviously, we all make decisions, and there's criticism to be around that. But I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Monty's doing everything he can to try to improve this franchise.
Christos.
Hey, HB, hope you're doing well, first of all. Despite the ups and downs, the struggles, the tough nights that you have, this team showed that that has a good foundation for the future. Is there anything that makes you confident about the future, about the foundation that you have about next season?
I think generally guys, like each other off the court. I think that's from every good team that I've been on, there's been a chemistry that's been developed off the court that transitions on the court. And I think that having that, especially, like I said, with changes in the roster, is important. So I think that's one thing, if I could say, the one thing that is showing promise that I can see benefiting moving forward is that guys generally do like each other off the floor.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to Sean and then Brandon, and then we have to go.
Yeah, Harrison, I was just wondering if you may have touched on it right there, but is there any message you have for fans? I mean, obviously they've been really patient and there's a, finality to this season. Just wondering if there's any message as you kind of go into the offseason yourself.
I mean, to the Kings fans, I mean, they've been, phenomenal ever since I got to SAC, right? I mean, even competing, on the other side, I'd always see just how passionate they were about the city, how passionate they were about the team. And, it's been unfortunate that for so long, this team has been waiting for a winner, has been waiting for consistent basketball. But even despite all of that and their frustration, rightfully so, they've come out to support us. So my message to them is definitely just thank you for keeping the arena packed. Thank you for the constant support. I mean, even, coming out here tonight, the fans that did travel, they were loud and they let us know they were there. But, as a player going through tough times, it's easy to kind of get tunnel vision and just think about, your situation and what's in front of you. But those fans have been very consistent before I came here and ever since I got here.
Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, Harrison, a lot of big decisions kind of loom in with whether it be coaching or personnel as you go into this offseason. How important do you think it is that your opinion on some of those changes and some of the other guys at the top of the roster, that your opinion is factored in those decisions?
Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate my opinion being solicited at all, actually. But I appreciate you thinking about that. No, I think that, look, these decisions are huge, and I think they're gonna occur at the highest level of the organization, and I think that's what's gonna happen. And as a player, like I said, I think my focus is mostly just making sure I'm improving as a basketball player, and I'm in the best possible shape to be able to contribute with whoever, whether coaching or roster personnel, is out there next year.
All right, thanks, HB.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.